Top of it, top of it, top of it. Y'all already know who it is and what it is. Yeah, we're going to have a good one today. We're going to chop some good game, man. Y'all already know to get down, man. When you step into a pimp's domain, wipe your feet off at the door. What I mean by that, hit that like button. Don't come in here tracking the bullshit. You know what I mean? You might have stepped in some sucker shit. You might have stepped in some lame shit along the way. That's why you got to wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. So you don't track none of that stuff up in here, man. You know, the world got all kind of bullshit to step in. So we gotta wipe our feet when we come up in here. You dig? See, man, I'm becoming more and more anti-iPhone. Like, this shit is crazy. I got perfect signal right now. This phone been tripping since yesterday. My Android, no problem. If all I had was this iPhone right now, I probably wouldn't even be able to go live because no internet. The internet just does not work. I connected it to the Wi-Fi when I was just at the gym. I was just at the gym earlier working out, connected it to the Wi-Fi, internet still don't work. It's just some bullshit with this iPhone, man. I just do not like these motherfuckers, man. For real. And it's weird because I get notifications like emails and YouTube notifications and shit like that. Different notifications, but this damn phone, it won't let me go on the internet, it won't let me go on YouTube. Shit weird. It won't let me look at my email. It won't let me refresh my email. Some bullshit. But we still gonna get it in nonetheless. Okay. I see people wiping their feet off at the door when they step in here. I dig it. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, we're gonna get started in just a second, man. I'm just getting some things together. We're gonna get started kicking this game. The Feezy? Okay. What the Feezy? Freezy? Okay. What is this? Get out of here. Okay, man. Just a second. We're going to start kicking this game. I see y'all wiping your feet off at the door when you step up in here, man. I appreciate you. Good looking. What is... Okay. All right, man. I see all of y'all tapping in, man. I appreciate y'all. Good looking. The family's all tuning in. You dig? The family growing like a motherfucker too, man. We getting kind of deep around here a little bit though. Just a little taste, man. We about to touch that 30,000 before you know it. We at 28 and some change now. Blue Honey, good looking with the $5 holla. As always, blessings to you, Freeze. Come on with this great game. You dig. You know we gonna do that. Hey, but yeah, man, like I said, man, we 28,000 deep now. Hey, raise your hand if you was here with Freeze when Freeze had less than 5,000. Let's see who been here for a minute, man. Raise your hand if you've been here since before Freeze had 5,000. Who been here, man? Okay, it's a few of y'all. Okay. I see some of y'all. Yeah. Y'all done seen the growth of this channel then. And y'all gonna see it grow some more. Cause y'all already know, man, I've had my spurts, but I haven't really applied myself with this YouTube shit like I should and could. But yeah, man. Highway J, good looking with the $10 holla, you dig? But yeah, man, mind your money. But first order of business, y'all already know we gotta put some love in our body around here, man. We gotta purify ourselves, man, with all this shit going around, man. We got to keep ourselves pure. You're going to keep yourself pure with this love in your body, man. Cheers to the game. Happiness, health, and wealth to everybody tuned in and your loved ones as well. Damn, I love this shit. This shit right here don't never get old. I don't get tired of this shit. I love love. But yeah, man, mind your money. You know, I like to pay attention to successful people. I like to pay attention to great people. Legendary people, right? And when you pay attention to them and you study them, you know, everybody has their different characteristics. Everybody has their different talents, their different gifts, things that they were blessed with. But yet and still, certain things, you know, all great people have in common. They all got certain things in common, right? And when it comes to minding your money, great people, they just have certain things in common, right? And a lot of people pretend like they mind their money. See, because we live in the social media era where it's alive and thriving like never before. And y'all already know, some of y'all probably guilty of the shit right now, but motherfuckers could get on the social medias, any Instagram, TikTok, all that shit, and portray themselves as somebody who minds their money. But, you know, people who mind their money, like I said, you can tell. If you just pay attention, time will reveal those who's, you know, just fronting, and those who's like really standing up to it and living up to it and really putting their money where their mouth is. You dig, as far as their behavior and their actions, right? And you know, one thing about people who mind their money, you know, they're not consumer driven. And it's fucked up because our culture, if you listen to the music, if you just like pay attention to a lot of the content out there, you know, we promote ourselves we promote the consumer mindset to each other like probably more heavily than any other culture, right? Any other group of people. We promote being consumers like so strong, probably more than anybody, right? And what I mean by consumers, buying all the designer shit, buying the best car, having multiples of the best car, buying the best jewelry, the most expensive jewelry. We always got to have the most shit, and we always got to spend the most money. It's to the point where, hey, I just got to be real, man. Some of the shit that motherfuckers be spending money on just be ugly as fuck. Like them, especially them Balenciaga sneakers. Now, Balenciaga, they got some sneakers that look cool. But a lot of they shit is ugly as a motherfucker. But because it's Balenciaga and all the rappers talk about it and all the rappers wear it and them niggas only talk about it and wear it because it's expensive and it's designer, you know what I mean? Everybody jump on the bandwagon and do the same shit. And it's sad because people who mind their money, they try to, they mindset is on making the money grow. Making the money faster than they can spend it. And when they spend it wisely. They make investments. Because as we know, money is not meant to sit still. Money is fluid. It's meant to move, right? But people who mind their money, they move it strategically and they move it wisely. And they play chess with their money. They move their money around and conquer shit. People whose minds are on their money, right? And this is why I say you gotta watch. You gotta watch what you eat. You gotta watch what you feed yourself. You should wanna feed yourself the type of content that's gonna promote minding your money, and that's not gonna promote pretending to mind your money. Because a lot of motherfuckers, especially in the game, pretend to mind their money, but they not really minding their money. The majority of us, we can't wait to get our hands on some money so we can spend it. In our minds, we've already got it spent before we even touch it. Oh man, as soon as I get this 10 bands, man, I'm finna go to the lot and drop the whole 10 down on this car. Oh man, as soon as I get this next lick, man, shit, I'm finna go to the Gucci store and fuck it up. We don't have the mindset of, man, as soon as I get this 10,000, I'm gonna go invest it here. My partner was telling me about this investment pool of, people that he's involved with, and they say the minimum is 10,000 to get involved. So yes, and he invited me. He said it's cool if I join. So yeah, man, I'm gonna go fuck with them. And man, hey, listen, listen, man. People think that they saying some hell of a game and all this shit. It's funny. Somebody just mentioned crypto. Like, that shit is cool. I'm not knocking it, right? But there's so many other ways to get money than just crypto. And see, you just got to pay attention, right? Like, it's people making money on crypto right now, but I don't know, man. To me, that shit it's like, it's so, it consumes a lot of your time and energy, right? And, people that mind their money exceptionally, they do it in ways where it's not gonna, involve too much time and money. I mean, too much time and energy. you know. And that shit right there, you know, I'm not the most familiar with stocks, but if you just pay attention, a lot of the wealthy people are involved in stocks. And technology has made it so you don't have to be as involved with stocks as I see people with crypto. I'm not involved in crypto, but just people that I like, from what I see as a spectator, it consumes a lot of your time and energy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this shit is going down. This crypto going down. I got to take my money out of here and put it over here. Oh, this one going up. Okay. Oh, damn, it just went down some. I got to put it over. Like, it's like a rat race. At least from what I see. I could be wrong because, like I said, I don't fuck with it. But from what I see, it's some rat race type shit. And it's not something that's going to make you wealthy. If you would have got involved back when Bitcoin first started popping, when motherfuckers was like, when people didn't really know what it was and motherfuckers made millions off of that shit, I could see that. When it was a new phenomenon, but it's not a new phenomenon no more. You know? So, and then I think it's just oversaturated, but, you know, I don't know, teach they own. But one thing that a lot of people can do to mine their money, right? Just about all of us fuck with social media. And, hey, man, there are a lot of ways to monetize yourself on social media, to monetize the content that you put out on social media. See, a lot of people don't know, you know, most people go to YouTube because YouTube is the giant as far as monetization goes, you know, for content creators. But it's other people. See, I'm not into TikTok, right? But a lot of y'all are heavy on TikTok. And some of y'all is popping on TikTok. But a lot of y'all that's popping on TikTok, you don't even know how to monetize yourself. And there's people getting paid off of TikTok right now, doing the same shit that you do. And you might even be better than some of the motherfuckers that's getting paid. But you're not in the mindset of monetizing yourself. You just want the attention. You want the notifications, the bing, 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 bing. But that shit can translate to currency if you just be so inclined to inquire and figure out what you need to do in order to make that happen. But it's motherfuckers checking it on TikTok, for real. TikTok got several different ways to get money. Facebook got several different ways to get money. Instagram got several different ways to get money. Like, just about all of these social media platforms have created ways to monetize your content. But motherfuckers be so bent on the attention, motherfuckers be so bent on looking good, looking like an individual that minds their money, but really you just mind your attention and that's it. You minding attention more than you minding money. And what you don't realize is that attention that you minding can translate into money if you just be so inclined to make it happen. It's a video that I was watching yesterday, right? Man, this shit got so many gems on it, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get the link and I'm gonna put it in the chat. Hold on. It's from Earn Your Leisure. Raise your hand if you follow Earn Your Leisure. Let's see who follow Earn Your Leisure. Okay, hold on. Yeah, Earn Your Leisure, man. They got so much game. See, because this is something that can be beneficial to everybody watching, because just about all of us are on social media. Okay, that link that I just posted and I pinned it. When you get the opportunity, watch that video. That video it got so many gems in it. It's the title of it is How to Master Content Creation, and the guest that they have on the show, her name is Nikki Saunders, right? And you know, she's like a guru when it comes to content creation. You know, she just dropped so much game on there about how to draw traffic, how to create the right content, you know, how to understand analytics, you know, the different ways to monetize yourself depending on what platform it is. Like, she just dropped so much motherfucking game on there. I was just blown away, like, damn, she just dropping this shit. Like, she could have a motherfucking course where people would pay her for the game that she dropped on there. And I'm pretty sure she got even more game that, you know, the video is only like, what, an hour and 7 minutes long. You know, I'm sure she got way more game than what she dropped on there. But, man, she dropped some very beneficial game on there. And I strongly advise all of y'all to check that video out when you get the opportunity, man. And like I said, the guest on there is a young lady by the name of Nikki Saunders. And to give you an idea of who she is, you know, for those of y'all probably don't know the name, or you might know the name Eric Thomas. You know, Eric Thomas, he's a motivational speaker, and he got a lot of dope content all over the internet, right? Some of his early like mashup videos, where you like, for instance, the one video where he talks about the guy going for a job interview, you know, and when he goes for the job interview, he meets the dude at the beach, and he had a suit on, you know what I mean? And he shouldn't have had a suit on, and he took him out in the water, and they showing the athlete dude do his thing. Yeah, breathe. When you want to be successful as bad as you want to breathe, she's the one who put that together. That video, the visual to go with the audio. You know what I mean? That's what she does. And she's a beast with that shit. And she drops so much game on, like I said, analytics, how to understand your audience. Just go watch that video, man. She dropped a whole bunch of game on that motherfucker. But yeah, she's a part of Eric Thomas's team. And you know, yeah, I believe she has an Instagram page. If so, you probably want to go follow her as well. You know what I mean? But dope ass interview they did with her. And also, man, if you're not already, follow Earn Your Leisure. Man, they got so much game on there, man. Like, if you wanna do some binge watching and you wanna mind your money, go subscribe to Earn Your Leisure and just go binge crazy on that motherfucker. You're gonna soak up so much game on there when it comes to finance. Like, man, cold shit. But yeah, man, you know, mind your money. This is what you want to do. And it's a lot of shit that motherfuckers be doing for no money that they could be getting paid for. It's a lot of shit that motherfuckers be doing for a little bit of money that you could be making a lot of money at if you just mind your money. If you just have the mindset and develop the mindset of minding your money, valuing your time. It's 177 of y'all up in here, but only 142 of y'all done wiped your feet off at the door, man. Do a pimp a favor. Wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. What I mean by that, hit that like button, that thing that look like this, man. Step outside, wipe all that mud and shit that you done stepped through, all the lame shit, sucker shit, weirdo shit, you know what I mean, that we step on throughout the day. Go wipe that shit off your feet, man. Hit that like button, come back to the chat so we can resume with this game, you dig? And put some of this good old love in your body. But yeah, man, right now is one of the greatest times to mind your money, man. It's like a gold rush. It's like the gold rush all over again, except instead of mining in mountains and coal mines and shit like that, the gold is on the internet. Man, there's so many ways to get paid on the internet right now. It just don't make no damn sense. It really don't. And like I said, this is why I advise you to subscribe to EYL. I advise you to subscribe to Wall Street Trapper. He's another motherfucker that got a lot of game when it comes to stocks. Somebody else I advise you to subscribe to is Tom Bilyeu. I think that's how you say his name. Hold on. Yeah, Tom Bilyeu. Put his name in the chat too. Hold on. Yeah, subscribe to him too. You know what I mean? Just look up Tom Bilyeu. He got just a lot of game as far as motivation, finance, just all things great. Tom Bilyeu got, a whole bunch of game on his channel as well. But you wanna become accustomed to feeding yourself the right type of energy, feeding yourself the right type of information. The nonsense is cool to check out sometimes, but you don't want to overindulge in that shit. You don't want to become accustomed to just watching the majority of nonsense and listening to the majority of nonsense and listening to a bunch of gossip and watching a bunch of gossip and who's arguing with who's talking about who's fighting with who's getting into it with who. Again, like I talked about yesterday, that shit feels good, but oftentimes it can be holding you back. So you want to feed yourself good energy, man. And this is why, like I said, I strongly advise you to subscribe to EYL, Wall Street Trapper, Dr. Boyce Watkins. He's another motherfucker that I strongly advise you to subscribe to if you're not already subscribed to him. A lot of y'all probably already are. You know what I mean? Another individual who drops a whole bunch of game and pays attention to what's going on in real time and keeps people up to speed as far as what's going on with finance. And it's really imperative that you do this so that you get into the mindset of minding your money. And yeah, like I said, we are just so consumer minded, and That's what we promote to each other. A lot of the conversations that we have with each other is a lot of consumer shit, especially in the game. I've been guilty of it too. I'm not no different than other individuals in the game, but the majority of pimps and hoes, when you hear the majority of us talking about, shit that we doing or accomplishments and things like that, a lot of it is consumer talk. We talking about things that we've consumed. But very rarely do you hear motherfuckers talking about how they minding their money and minding it wisely. See, we all get money in the game. Like, that's why it's funny to me when people brag about just touching money. Just that in and of itself. And the cold part about it, a lot of motherfuckers in the game that be talking about touching money don't even really be touching money. They just want to appear like somebody that be touching money. But even to the people that do touch money, that we all do that. If you stay active in the game long enough, you're going to touch some cool money. But what are you doing with the money? Are you just being a consumer? Are you trying to be the biggest and best consumer? Or are you trying to be the biggest and best business person? Are you trying to be the biggest and best investor? Like, what's your mission? Because it's unfortunate, man. Like, it's so many people in the game, man. And it's a vicious cycle that constantly repeats itself. It's so many people in the game that have touched a whole lot of money, but when they die, a lot of times they die broke, and sometimes they leave their family in with debt, instead of leaving their family with money. They die being a burden. They was a blessing when they was alive, you know what I mean? They bought this family member a car. They come through and help this family member out whenever they in a jam financially, you know what I mean? Like, they look out for all they people around them. That's cool. But the shit that we need to make customary in the game is, leaving something behind this bigger than us. That when we go, this thing is still going. It's still thriving. See, we need to become infinite minded. We need to be playing infinite games. Because whether you realize it or not, life, that's really what it is. Life is an infinite game. But we real finite minded though. We play a lot of finite games where it's a winner and a loser, it's a beginning and an end and all that type of shit. But if we focus on becoming infinite minded and playing infinite games, then we thinking about shit that's, gonna keep going and keep thriving when we leave here. It's not a beginning and an end or whatever the case may be, especially for our children and grandchildren. We want them to get involved in something that when they get here, they just jumping on a train that's already in motion. They just got to maintain the train and make sure the train becomes bigger and better. Right? This is the type of mindset that we need to have. But like I said, we so consumer driven. All we thinking about is finite shit. What would you rather your legacy be? Oh man, that nigga Freeze was cold, man. That nigga stayed pulling up with the freshest ride and the best suits and man, the nicest looking hoes and man, Freeze was cold, man. That nigga, man, he stayed moving bitches, man. He always checking money out of bitches and and then when Freeze died, Freeze ain't leaving, nothing behind for his children. You know what I mean? Freeze dying in debt. you know, banks coming to collect shit when Freeze die, you know, or would you rather it be like, man, you know, Freeze was cold with it, man. You know, he checked a whole lot of money out the game, and then he put some money over here in the stock market, you know what I mean? And then he flipped that and went and started buying properties and got into the real estate game with that, you know what I mean? And then, man, at the same time, he had his content creation shit going on, you know what I mean, with the YouTube and all the other social medias, man. And now the Freeze is gone, you know what I mean? Like, he got passive income and residuals and portfolio income to leave behind for his children. You know, so Freeze still making money while he gone. That's what I want my legacy to be. You know, like one of the coldest things that I've seen, and I mentioned this before, is Kobe Bryant. You know, Kobe Bryant, he had a significant percentage of interest in Body Armor, the drink Body Armor, right? Back in 2013, Kobe Bryant invested $6 million into Body Armor. You know what I mean? He invested $6 million into Body Armor. He passed away in 2020. So he's been gone for almost 2 years. Next week it'll be, that's crazy. Next week it'll be 2 years since Kobe been gone. But last year, Kobe Bryant made $400 million off of Body Armor because they sold the company and Kobe's shares translated into $400 million. So, I mean, you already know Kobe was beyond straight. Like, he got so many other, you know, business ventures going on that he's beyond straight. But for a motherfucker to, in their passing, this man been deceased for over a year at the time. At the time, he had been deceased for like a year and a half. And he makes $400 million in the afterlife? That's so cold. See, that's the type of shit that, like, make the hairs on my neck stand up, you know? Like, that's the type of shit that I be thinking, like, man, that's cold. You know, that's the type of shit that excites me. It don't excite me to see, you know, motherfuckers in the game with a bunch of, you know, doing the same shit that we've been doing. Because motherfuckers in the game been having fancy shit, been having nice clothes and nice cars and nice cribs and nice jewelry. Like, we been doing that. But see, when we started doing that way back in the day, decades ago, we didn't have the opportunities that we have right now. You know, a lot of shit was political back then. So if you was a pimp with a whole bunch of money and you might have had certain investment ideas back like in the 50s and 60s and shit like that, 9 times out of 10, you couldn't do it. Because the politics wouldn't allow you to do the shit. You know, it didn't matter how much money you had. It's just certain things that you couldn't do as a black person. Right? But now, fast forward to 2022, we have a whole lot more opportunities and a whole lot greater potential than them pimps that was having fancy clothes, fancy jewelry, fancy cars, fancy houses back in the 70s and all this old shit and years and decades ago. You know, they didn't have the type of leverage that we have now. Like, we able to do some cold shit. And you know, we just gotta move forward with our thinking, because like I said the other day, man, the world is in a race and we in last place. you know, and a big part of it is because we don't really promote being money minded. And it's a difference between touching money and being money minded. You know, because if you money minded, when you touch money, you're gonna do the right things with it. But if you're not, if you're not minding your money accordingly, when you touch money, you're gonna do a bunch of consumer shit with it. You're gonna do a bunch of bullshit with it. You know? So I strongly advise you to become infinite minded. Understand that we involved in an infinite world where infinite games is being played on a high level. And, you know, we have, like I said, we have the leverage to do a lot of things. But we just don't have the right mindset, the right conditioning mentally to make certain things happen. I remember when I was real young, man, just to give you an idea, when I was probably like 20 years old, this is before I was in the game, I was in the streets hustling and I was touching a lot of money, right? And my dad was dating this chick at the time, right? White woman. He dating this white woman at the time, and she had like a group of friends that she was involved with, right? They would pool their money together and do certain like festivals and shit. Like they would do festivals and have, you know, different big name bands and groups and performers come to they festivals and perform, right? And it was a group of like, I think like 20 people. And she was talking about it one day. You know what I mean? How she would like put her money, you know, they would all put their money together and you know, do these festivals. And I remember one time I came to her, I was like, well, you know, do you think it would be cool if somehow, some way, you know what I mean, I could throw my money in with you and, you know, we can make it happen? And she was like, oh, you know, well, you know, let me talk to my people. That was a nice way of shooting me down, you know what I mean? You know how when you go on that job interview and they be like, don't call us, we'll call you. That's pretty much how she did me. You know what I mean? So, that's just an example of how things was back in the day. Back in the day, you know what I mean? I was a rapper. You know, I used to send my demo tapes to all the different record companies. You know what I mean? Like, that shit didn't do nothing. And I thought I was pretty dope. You know what I mean? But see, we in a different time now. If you do music, there's no gatekeepers that can stop you from doing your thing. If you create content, if you a comedian, you know, just imagine how many dope ass comedians was around, or they probably didn't even think they was comedians. Just think about like if you was around like in the early 2000s or the 90s or further back, just think of like the motherfuckers that you knew in your neighborhood or at your school or at your job or whatever the case may be, that was just naturally funny as a motherfucker. Right? And if you think about it, especially now in retrospect, you be like, damn, that motherfucker was funnier than some of these comedians that's really doing their thing right now. Like, that nigga, man, that nigga was the nigga that lived in my neighborhood, man. That nigga was funnier than Steve Harvey. Man, that nigga was funnier than Kevin Hart. That nigga was funnier than, you know what I mean, such and such. Like, we all know motherfuckers like that, but for whatever reason, they didn't make it. Nothing is stopping them from like, nothing is stopping you from doing your thing right now. You know what I mean? Like, Ha Davis put his cell phone and doing his thing like crazy right now. Country Wayne put his cell phone, you know, doing their thing. And that on that same token, when it comes to real estate, when it comes to stocks, when it comes to starting a business, you know, when it comes to various other investments, like it's nothing stopping you. You the only thing that's in your way. You the only thing that's stopping you. Man, so you just gotta put yourself in the mindset of minding your money, man. Mind your money. Just be inclined, just like figure out something. And see, that's the beautiful thing. Like, whatever it is that you like to do, I guarantee you there's some sort of way to monetize that shit. If you like cooking, there's a way to monetize that shit. If you like working on cars, if you're a mechanic, there's a way to monetize that shit. Shit, if you like doing makeup or whatever the case may be, we already know us motherfuckers monetizing that shit right now. Whatever it is that you like to do, there's a way to monetize that shit. You just got to be inclined to make it happen. If you have not wiped your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain, please do so now. What I mean by that, hit that like button one time while a pimp puts some of this good old love in my body like so. $304 live, good looking with the $5 holla. Right. Dig that. Marquise Fresco, good looking with the $2 holla. You dig? But yeah, you know, like I said before, man, the average person has 5 ideas per year that if they were to execute and follow through with any one of them 5 ideas, they will become a millionaire. They could change their life. The majority of us, you know what I mean? We have some great ideas, but we don't follow through with them. And because of that, you know, we don't have that game-changing experience. Mind your money. You probably sitting on a gold mine idea right now. It's probably some shit that you doing right now for free that you just love doing. And if you had the mindset of minding your money, you would figure out how to monetize that shit that you do for free every day that you just love doing. Now, you know what I mean? The twerking market, that shit is oversaturated. But at the same time, it's always going to be a motherfucker that want to watch bitches twerk. And it's a lot of bitches that just be shaking their ass and doing more than that for free. And they don't understand that they can monetize that shit. You can monetize that shit. You just got to be inclined to do it. See, a lot of people don't understand that they can monetize themselves on TikTok. A lot of people don't understand that they can monetize themselves on Instagram, monetize themselves on Facebook. I believe even Twitter even has like a monetization program, some sort of way, you know. But like I said, watch your girl Nikki Saunders on EYL, Earn Your Leisure. Watch that interview. Y'all see that link pinned at the top. It's so many ways to get money right now, man. And You know, the type of shit that we should be doing, we should be coming together, you know, with big chunks of money and making even bigger shit happen. You know, shit like Ice Cube creating that league, the Big Three, with all the all of the retired basketball players. Like, shit like that is so dope. You know, he came together with some other people. They put their money together and they made that shit happen. And they got it going on. And that has provided a way for, you know, retired players to still do what they love to do and get paid for it. You know, they might not be able to still compete at the NBA level, but they still good at what they do. So shit like that to me is dope, man. You know, that, and that's the type of shit that I would like to see people in the game doing. You know what I mean? This pimp, this pimp, this pimp, you know what I mean? We come together, or, you know what I mean, just anybody, period. You know what I mean? It ain't gotta be people in the game. Just, you know, young, melanated people putting their money together and making big shit happen with it. You know what I mean? You come with 100,000. It's 10 of us. We all each come with 100,000, and, you know what I mean, buy this property over here, put some equity into it. You know what I mean, and get that shit going. And then once that generates enough money, we take the money from that and flip it and buy something else. And just, you know, it's just so much shit that we could be doing, man, that we not doing. And nobody is stopping us from making it happen. You dig? So, mind you, oh shit. Pimp almost spilled it, but you see how Pimp caught that shit though, you know what I mean? I'm like a cat, man, always land on my motherfucking feet with this shit, you dig? We're going to chop this game for a few more minutes before I wrap it up. And again, if you haven't, man, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. What I mean by that, hit that like button, man, the thing that look like that. Let's see what y'all talking about. Reading these comments, y'all. Hold on. Andre Castile, you stupid. Really though, if we start buying Starbucks as a culture, that's the play. Nasty ass coffee. As funny as that shit is, it's real. You know, like I said, you know, you got people that like to cook, that just do their thing, man. And it's just ways to monetize that shit, man. Shout out to Auntie Fee, rest in peace, man. You know, Auntie Fee was dope as hell. You know, she was really ahead of her time with the YouTube shit. And I wish Auntie Fee was still here, because if she was, Auntie Fee she probably have at least 5 million subscribers on YouTube by now, and ain't no telling what else she would be doing besides her cooking show, because she just has so much personality and was just so full of life, man. You know, talented woman, man. So ain't no telling what she'll be doing right now. But one thing I do know is that if Auntie Fee was still here, she would be doing it very big, man. But she's just an example of somebody who was just being herself, just doing her thing. And when she passed away, I believe her YouTube channel was at like 500,000 or something like that. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us. But my point is, she's a prime example of somebody who was just being herself and doing what she loved to do, and she figured out a way to do big things with that. And man, the internet has just created so many opportunities for a motherfucker to get rich right now. It don't make no damn sense. Excuse my pimping. Stupid ass phone. I hate this iPhone shit, man. Y'all love this stupid ass phone. Dumbass phone. My damn internet don't even work and all this old shit, man. Motherfucker paying all this damn money for this phone, and my damn internet don't even work. I might have to take it to the T-Mobile store. They probably know how to fix that shit. I really need to just leave T-Mobile alone. I'm tired of them motherfuckers, man. They charge you a lot for some horrible ass service. Andre Castile says, Freeze, what you maxed out on bench? You look like a good 365. I'm not sure, man. I don't know right now. I probably could get up under 365. I had been slacking for a little while because I had hurt my chest a few months back, and I took some time off from the gym to let my chest heal. And even after my chest healed and after I was cool enough to go to the gym, I had got accustomed to, slacking off. So I stayed slacking off for a minute, you know what I mean? But I'm back in there doing my thing now. So if I can't get up under 365 right now, I will be able to very soon. I probably could do it right now, though. I probably could. But that's another thing. Some of y'all might be into fitness, and you could probably start you a fitness channel. And then that's the beautiful thing about being a content creator, right? Because once you develop a following, then you can create merch. It's just so many ways, you know what I mean? It's just so many ways that you could do your thing. A friend of mine whose name I won't disclose, I don't know if he want people knowing his business like that, but a friend of mine that has a pretty decent YouTube channel, right? He do his thing on YouTube and he makes pretty good money on YouTube, right? But he was telling me about some merch that he had that he didn't even really put a whole lot of effort into it. He just created the shit and made it available. And at the time, which this was probably like a year ago when he told me this, but at that time, he made like 10,000 without even 10,000 within a month, without even like really promoting it real heavy, or just doing his thing. But his following fuck with him so tough, he translated that into something else. You know what I mean? So it's just so many ways to make money right now, man. The type of shit that we should be doing, hopefully one of these days in the near future, all of us is coming together talking about some shit that we gonna invest in to create something. You dig? But mind your money. Don't be so consumer minded. Don't be so focused on the shit that you could buy so you could flex on motherfuckers who don't give a fuck about you, so that you could try to impress people that you shouldn't even be thinking about trying to impress, because they don't have no real interest in you. They don't really value you in any type of way, and even if you did impress them with the things that you got, they only impressed by the things that you got. They not impressed by you because they haven't even taken the time to get to know you and see how impressive you are without anything that you can buy. So I say all of that to say, don't be so consumer minded. It's cool to buy shit, but I like what Kevin Gates said that Akon told him, the 10 times rule. Kevin Gates said that he got from Akon the 10 times rule, which is don't buy something unless you can afford to buy it 10 times. I think that's pretty dope. You dig? If motherfuckers follow that, it's going to keep you from buying a whole bunch of bullshit. See, food, you can afford to buy some food 10 times. Just regular, survival shit, 9 times out of 10, you can buy that shit 10 times. But, certain things that we spend money on, we can't afford to buy it 10 times. But just food for thought, man. Don't be so consumer minded. Mind your money. Think about different ways that you can move your money wisely and make it grow to the point where you got passive income, and then you translate that passive income into portfolio income, and you just doing your thing, and you just constantly growing financially. You dig? So that way, when you do leave this earth, you leave your people with blessings instead of burdens. Right? That's the way it should be. And right now is the opportunity like never before. We ain't never had a time to just we've never had a time where we've had so much access to money like we do right now. The access to money is ridiculous right now. You just got to mind your money. If you mind your money, if you figure out how to mind your money and figure out a plan and then execute that plan, it's never been so much money available to us like it is right now. We just so programmed and so conditioned to be consumers that we don't think about minding our money. You dig? So mind your money, man. Let that marinate on your mind one time. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. As y'all already know, I appreciate you for tuning in. I appreciate you for commenting, liking, sharing. I appreciate you for subscribing and hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate the cash apps. I appreciate your support in every which way that you come with it. You dig? And if you haven't wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped up in here, I'm looking at some of y'all's feet. Yeah, I see you done stepped in some sucker shit over there, you know what I mean? Look at the bottom of your shoe. You got some sucker shit on the bottom of your shoe. Go to the motherfucking door, step outside the chat, wipe your feet off at the door, hit that button, and then come back. You know what I mean? Yeah, look at you over there, you know what I mean? You just stepped in some bullshit over there too, you know? Yeah, wipe your, yeah, you. Yeah, nigga, I see you. Nah, nigga, don't try to hide behind him, nigga, I see you. Wipe your motherfucking feet off, nigga. You know what I mean? Go to the door, hit that like button, and come back. You dig? Yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. As always, I appreciate y'all for all the love. If you out moving around, please do so in a safe fashion. Best of blessings to y'all, man. Freeze is it. I holla.